Welcome back to episode 22 of our expansion franchise series, the Nashville Stars. In last episode, if you haven't checked that out, it's up in the top right hand corner. We were able to cover a ton of our top prospects around the organization. We went through a ton of these guys on this list here, and we were able to see a bunch of nice things happen down in the minors. So we're very excited about the future of our organization. But one of the biggest names that was missing was Kris Patton from that list of a showcase. And that reason is because we had a ton of injuries during the time frame. We lost three big names so far this season. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has been down for a while, but Edward Cabrera and Reed Detmers both went down with 2-month injuries. Cabrera went down with a broken collarbone, and Reed Detmers tore his hamstring in the same exact game. I'm assuming when Detmers came on in relief for Cabrera, and they both went down. So the resulting moves for that was to pull up two of our younger guys. First one in Noble Meyer making his rookie debut now with the Stars, and Kris Patton, a top 40 prospect in our organization, the first pick we ever made in this franchise, and he was able to get a start, and we'll showcase that today. And it was a very, very good start. Electric stuff from him to start the game off against the Mets. So let's go ahead and jump into that and see the biggest highlight so far from one of our draft prospects. But as we get into this one, we'll get a glimpse of Kris Patton's AA stats or AAA stats from the start of this season. 8 games, 5-0 record, 44 strikes to 19 walks with almost exactly a 2 ERA and on the money at 1 whip. He's been absolutely dominant down in the minors. He's shown that he can really deal out on the bump. And we'll get a glimpse of his scouting report. His fastball sits at 92 to 97. But I don't really see one of these pitches being an absolute dominant pitch that you would see in a typical top prospects. He's able to just really manipulate a lot of the positioning of these pitches more so than kind of just overpowering with a dominant fastball or having a massive breaking off-speed pitch like a slider or a changeup. But it doesn't matter here, as he will get his first major league strikeout against Luis Garcia and his very first batter faced at any point in the MLB. And this is a culmination of all of the tough work he's been through in his professional career to get him to this spot. The second out of the inning against Brandon Marsh will be a ground out to second base. As we get a glimpse of the lineup he will be facing today, Juan Soto highlights it in the 3 hole with a 280 average this season. They're fourth in NL with a 336 on base percentage. So it's going to be a tough day to get these guys out consistently. But if any top prospect can do it in our organization, we feel like it's Kris Patton, as Juan Soto will go the other direction. 104 off the bat. A scary almost hit as that was working against the shift on us. He's going to get his patented Soto shuffle out there as he's going to try to intimidate the youngster on the bump. But the 5th pitch of the at-bat will be a fly out to Robles in right field. Just off a little bit, saves a homer, as it is a first inning 1-2-3 from the top prospect, or one of the top prospects in our organization. Back up here in the second, and Lindor will go down swinging, 100% fooled on that changeup to get the second strikeout of the game for Patton. We'll get another look at it here, just way too out in front from Lindor. One of the best shortstops in the last decade or so is extremely full. Not an easy thing to do here, especially for a youngster in his first outing in a major league field. But Brandon Nimmo, the 6th batter of the game, won't go down, as he will get a single and then steal a base to get to second. But it doesn't matter, as Patton will get his 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning, to sit it down. And the Mets are just confused, discussing it there in the dugout, as we'll get a chance to see a little bit of run support from Stone Garrett with an RBI double, 2 for 2 today, to help out the youngster to get him a little bit of a cushion. Nothing too crazy, just something to possibly get him the win down the road. For Francisco Alvarez, won't like that, as he will get a single up the middle, as Patton will try to get the 2-seamer on the edge of the corner. Possibly a called strike if the zone was a little bit expanded, but it'll be a ball. But it doesn't matter, as this will be a double play here to shortstop, to second base, to first. The 6-4-3 to get 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. But Luis Garcia, second time up, will go into the gap, but DeLuca's able to cut it off, but he's going to be rounding first. Hamilton's not ready, but he's able to turn with a good reaction and get him at second base. What a play there by DeLuca to run it off in the gap. As Garcia was a little bit surprised he was able to get to it and thought he could get a double to squeak it out. But luckily Hamilton was somewhat aware to be able to turn and rip it to second base. But second time up to at bat, Juan Soto will go down swinging. Fourth strikeout of the game for the young righty. And the next one to get out of the bottom of the fourth will be a ground out to Naylor. And that is 4 innings, no earned runs so far for the top 36 prospect in MLB. But the 5th inning will start off with a double from Lindor. Wasn't happy about the strikeout in his last at-bat, so he had to get up here and show something. He wasn't going down twice in a row. On top of it is Nimmo, as Naylor thought about tagging him, but we'll just run it to first. And that will be an easy out. First one of the inning, but the runner is 90 feet away from home now, as Patton dots a slider down and in on the corner. A perfect pitch to get the second strike of the inning to Naylor. He's going to fire home. Perfect on it. But Lindor is safe at home. A close play. An interesting choice there by Naylor. We thought we could get him, but Lindor is going to be just a little too quick, as we'll get a little bit of a replay here, and you can see how close that was from saving the run. But that'll be the first run given up, as the runner will be put in motion. A little hit and run action. Robles with the good arm out there, and that will get him at third. What a throw by our right fielder. He's had a history of getting big outs from the right field slot. Just an absolute cannon out there, and he will get him, and it wasn't even close there by probably half a second to get the runner at third. And on the ground to Keith will get the third out of the inning. A 1-1 ball game heading into the 6th. A great performance so far by Patton. Has really shown that he has what it takes to succeed at the highest level, as he will pop back up here against Garcia, who had an almost double in his last at-bat that was saved by DeLuca. Strike 2 swinging, and he'll get on top of it. But Keith bobbles it at second base, and it'll be a safe at first. And that has been kind of the story of the season so far. We've had issues with fielding. I think we are the worst, or one of the worst, bottom 3 teams in the league in fielding. But Soto back up for his third at-bat. 5th strikeout of the day. Back-to-back strikeouts on one of the most deadly, lethal hitters in all of MLB. And he is toying with him now. Back-to-back strikeouts, 0 for 3 today for the big youngster. And the ground out there will end the inning. No error this time by one of our middle fielders. As we get another nice ground out by Lindor. An easy put out there from shortstop to first. But after that, Patton will be relieved of his duties today. 6 1/3, 1 run given up, which was an interesting choice. We thought we got him at home, but Lindor was safe on that play. But actually, I'm very, very impressed by Patton in his very first outing. He did great things and was able to really shut down a deadly lineup in division rivals. But as Aaron Ashby comes on, he will allow back-to-back homers, and we will relieve him of his duties as Soto comes on to get the rest of the outs. But the Stars don't want to be put away early, as we'll get 3 hits in a row, score 2 runs to bring the game to 3-4. But the 9th inning spelled danger, as the Mets will put up 2 more to put this one out of reach, as Felix Bautista comes on with a chance to save, and 1 more chance here for Robles. 2 outs left. He's batting .240 on the season. Not the greatest performance, under a 700 OPS, but a big hit here could change things and get us closer to getting back into this one. 1 runner on first. 2-2 count. Does he have what it takes? Another pitch. Swings and misses on the splitter. Perfect change of pace there by Bautista, the closer for the Mets. And he will bounce back with another strikeout to end the game as the Mets take it home on the rookie's debut. But honestly, the rookie did great. Patton did great. He was dealing out there on the mound, struck out one of the best hitters in baseball twice, struck out Lindor, another great hitter, and was almost successful in coming away with the win, but he won't be able to in his first game as an MLB player. But as we get out of this game, we will head in to some player highlight moments. And the first one will be Robles is on a 12-game hit streak. Can we keep it going against the Royals here? And we're losing at home, but in this moment, we're just focused on Robles. He's hopefully trying to turn his season around, batting .232 on the season. Has been able to have a 12-game hit streak, so he's getting hits, but it's like 1 for 4 on the day, 1 for 5. And it will end here with a ground out to third, so unlucky for him. But jumping into the next moment, we will be with Eggy Rosario in a 13-game hit streak. Hopefully trying to extend it to 14 on this one. Runners in scoring position against the Yankees here in the Bronx. We're down to big 8-2, down 6 runs. Again, that's not the focus of this particular moment. We're just trying to extend Rosario's day. 0 for 3. 93 mile per hour up and in. Will sit him down. So back-to-back issues trying to extend hitting streaks. And the third moment, we'll have Krimmer going 7 2/3 so far, trying to shut it out. Let's see if we can finish it off for him. 85 pitches, so he's not really too bloated on pitch count so far. And the first pitch we will have up here, a 12-6 curveball right to Rosario to get the put out at third base. He'll take it himself to get us to the 9th. Can we go a full game shutty? But the manager won't let us. Pete Fairbanks will come in to get the save, and he does do that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get Krimmer a full game shutout. He did go 8 innings. We had a little bit of a team shutout, which is good enough. We don't want Krimmer to get hurt. It's a long season. We don't want to overuse him early on. So 8 innings isn't too bad at all. Also notches his first win and a 3-0 victory against the Royals. And then moving into our fourth moment here, Brady Singer is in a little bit of trouble against the Reds, trying to get the sweep. He is bases loaded in a 0-0 game, as we will join in with a 2-2 count, 2 outs. And they'll be on top of it. Rivera grounds to Hamilton, on to Keith to save the moment. On to the bottom half as the Stars will move on to get the victory, as Rayleigh will come away with a big 3-run homer here in our home ballpark. Hamilton will also notch an RBI double to give us a 4-1 victory as the Stars sweep the Reds here at home. And then as we move into the last moment of this showcase, Noble Meyer will get his debut this season here in the Bronx. As we will jump ahead a little bit later in stages in this game. 4 innings through, Meyer has done good. 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk, only 1 hit, no earned runs so far, as the boys have given him a little bit of run support. 3-0 ball game, as Austin Wells will be the first batter we face, as he will take a pitch right down the middle of the plate. A slider missed its spot, but he'll go the other way with the 2-seamer down and away, and he will notch a double here. It might be a closer play than he thought, but the throw will be off. So he will notch the double, 98 mile per hour off the bat of Wells. Second batter, Junior Caminero, takes the strike, the 4-seamer at the top of the zone, 96 on the gun, but he chops the slider to Meyer. He's able to make a nice move, quick move over there to get to it. A very easy play to first from the young pitcher. Very agile out there on the bump. Third batter, Urias, up to bat, grounds it to third base. The runner will halt there at third. Wasn't able to get a good jump. Probably would have been thrown out. It was hit so hard. Even though Meyer has done well, it's been a lot of hard contact on the ground. Hopefully he can start missing more barrels and focus more on trying to get weak contact or getting strikeout swings and misses. But he's done well so far. But it won't last, as this one, Volpe, will go up the middle. Weaker contact on that one, but just finds a hole, and sometimes it bites you. That is the beauty of baseball. But it's only 1 run here, as if he can shut down Spencer Jones, won't be too bad, as we will still have a 2-run lead. The first one, a slider down and in, will miss. as they'll try to steal Volpe. He'll be safe, so a runner in scoring position as the Yankees are threatening a comeback. Second stolen base in last season from Volpe, but Jones will ground to Keith this time at second base as Meyer will give a fist bump, getting out of that little jam there. On to the sixth, bottom half, 0-1 count for Jason Rodriguez. He'll go to shortstop, doesn't get through the hole, as Hamilton will go on to Naylor at first to get that put out. Next batter, Jesse Winker, 257 on the season, 0 for 2 today. Been shut down by Meyer, and that is a big swing and miss. Good change of speeds there by the young rookie on the slider inside on the knees, but he rockets that one to shortstop. Hamilton's able to make the play, but that is a massive swing, a big out, even though it was a one-hopper to shortstop, 108 off the bat. Again, similar thing what I've been saying, gotta miss barrels, gotta keep the contact low, because if they elevate that, it could go a long way, as Judge elevates that one over the shortstop this time, 99 off the bat. But a good play out there by DeLuca will keep him at first, cut it off in the gap there. He's been able to do that consistently throughout the last few seasons for us in that center field spot. That's why we like him out there. But this time Rosario will nab that one at third, and Meyer will give another fist bump as we will get out of the sixth. On to the seventh. We can see here kind of a highlight today as Rosario goes solo shot over the short porch in right field. He's able to give us a run to get us back to a 3-run lead, as Caminero gives a nice swing, but it is way too early, goes foul. That one could have been a big run here with one out in the bottom half, but it'll go the opposite way this time, a little late on it, 99 off the bat, and off the wall will keep him at first base, as we will have one runner on. Meyer will be facing Urias once again, 0 for 2 today for Urias, but this time it will sneak past the bag over third base, a relay to third, but it will be off as the runners will be out on the corners, and the manager will come in on relief to relieve him of his duties, give a little bit of a high leverage situation off to the bullpen, as Gregory Santos, who's had a decent year against righties, hopefully we use that situational to our advantage, and it looks like we did. They are able to score one more run in the bottom half of the seventh, but it doesn't matter as we get that back right in the eighth, and we will go on to get a 5-2 victory, as Noble Meyer will get his very first professional MLB win here in Yankee Stadium, one of the most notable stadiums in all of baseball. What a performance there. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts. A very, very good performance from the youngster. But as we get out of this episode, we are here at the end of the month of May, stepping into June, and we're sitting in 4th place in the division. In this episode, we were able to get a look at some of our younger pitchers moving up, and they're having a great start to their tenure in the majors. Kris Patton has a sub-2 ERA, 17 putouts, and a sub-1 whip. He's been absolutely dominant, and his 4 starts, he's really gone pretty long in each outing except for that May 18th outing against the Mets where he gave up 4 earned in 4 innings. But outside of that, he's been very, very good, and I'm very excited about how he's going to keep developing over the next few months. And yes, I mean months, because he will be in the starting rotation for the foreseeable future, because River Ryan also went down with a massive injury, a head fracture, and hopefully he will come back okay, but that is a massive injury. So that means 3 of our starters, our starting rotation is decimated, and it's not even halfway through the season yet. So we had to do some rearranging, and we also brought in another kind of big name in a relief pitcher. Hunter Harvey will coming into the team to help us out over the next few months just to get us settled. We can send him down in the minors if we want to, or we have some other options to work some people around. But right now, the rotation outside of Brady Singer is actually doing pretty well, and I'm very happy with how we've turned around some of the injuries and kind of made lemonade with lemons. But even though we've had some good outings with our youngsters, we still just aren't where we want to be as a franchise, as an organization. We need to get better. And how we're going to do that is go to trade screen. There's a couple trades I want to look at. There's some teams that are rebuilding so far that have some good pieces that we could look at. The first one's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals with Stephen Kwan. Left field has kind of been of a sore spot for us. We don't really have anybody there. Right now we have Stone Garrett there, who's actually had a decent year so far, but he's just not a long-term plan, a solution there. We have some younger guys down, but I think getting a big name like Stephen Kwan that can do a lot of good in the batter's box would be very beneficial. He has an 829 OPS, and it's been very, very good at the leadoff spot for the Cardinals. Another possible solution would be Nolan Jones. He's had a little bit of a cold spell so far these last few weeks, but the 29-year-old left fielder is having an amazing year. A 320 average, a 577 slug, which is good for a 983 OPS in the 3-hole. He can also play first, third, and right field. He's more versatile than Steven Kwan is. And he's looked at having a better year as well. All career best in every single category. He has 14 homers so far, which is going to be really close to matching his 2023 campaign where he hit 20. And we may look to bring him into the squad over the next few weeks. We weren't allowed to trade for him since he just signed a contract, I do believe, or something other. We weren't allowed to trade for some of these guys because they just signed new contracts. You're not allowed to trade for new free agents until I think June 1st. So we're at that time frame. So we're going to be looking to make a trade here to possibly just push us a little bit further into the wild card race because we're not that far out of it. We're only 6 games back right now, and we're looking pretty good. Team ERA, batting average, slugging's all there. We just missed a few spots, and we got off to a slow start this season. But in the last 10, we're 6-4, and we're looking to make a good push. So with the trade, we're also going to be getting into the draft next episode. We only have a month left until we get to it. So I hope you all enjoyed today's episode, and be sure to tune back in for next episode. It's going to be a massive episode for the organization. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. And a huge shout out to Kris, our very first premium channel member. Thanks for all your support, man. It's really appreciated.